an amazing woman who has been an amazing leader for this Commonwealth and for this country. There's just not enough that I can say about Nikki Tsongas other than she has been there quietly and persistently to make sure that the people of Massachusetts are always served in Congress, and to make sure that women get a chance to come to the table and be part of the leadership in Massachusetts. Thank you. Oh, what a night. And I'm here with my wonderful partner. I could never ask for a better partner than Ed Markey. There he is. And Lori Trahan, our next Congresswoman. We don't have a night to celebrate. We have a night to say, this is it, we're going to keep working. You know, I stand here with all of you and say, 6 years ago tonight, I asked you to take a chance on someone who had never even run for public office. And I promised that if you did, I would work my heart out every day to try to level the playing field for working families. You took the chance, and I've been doing that work every single day. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope you'll give me that chance again. Thank you. You know, it is tough down in Washington right now. Whoa! Yikes. Republicans control the House. Republicans control the Senate. Yeah, Republicans control the White House. I just got one thing to say. TikTok. TikTok. We're coming tomorrow. We got these elections. We're going to be out there because that's what this is all about. Getting out and voting. That is how we hold our government accountable. You know, we got a government right now in Washington that works great. It really does. It works fabulously if you are a billionaire. I'm telling you, it works it's terrific if you are a giant multinational corporation. But it is not a government that's working for anyone else. And the way we change that is we get out and vote for people who care about people. That's why I'm here. That's why we're here. So, a year ago this past summer, I stood on the floor of the United States Senate when we were in the middle of the vote on health care. And I just want to remind everybody in this room what that night was like. The House of Representatives, all Republicans, had voted to repeal health care for tens of millions of Americans. Just think about that. That was it. Had voted to take away the federal protection that would keep people with pre-existing conditions from being discriminated against. Anybody in here have a pre-existing condition? Anybody? We got a few hands up. Yeah, a few more thinking about that, right? Yeah. Folks with pre-existing conditions, just let the insurance companies discriminate against them. And while we're at it, cost the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and other states that were investing in healthcare, they're going to cost us $2 billion a year. That's what the rollback would have done. Money that would have to be made up out of somebody's hide here in Massachusetts, made up, squeezed out of our healthcare system. So think about that. And here is the part that really got me. The House of Representatives, all Republicans, had gotten together, had voted to roll back health care for millions of Americans, and then celebrated, high-fived, popped the brewskis, right? Had a big time celebrate taking away health care for millions of Americans across this country. And there we were, on the floor of the United States Senate, not sure what was going to happen, and healthcare hung by one single vote. That's how important elections are. One single vote. Now here we stand tonight. My opponent says he wants to go to Washington to be that one single vote to roll back health care for millions of people and cost us right here in Massachusetts $2 billion. You know, for me, that's not only wrong, that's a dang good reason to get in the fight and fight back. Yeah. That's why I'm here. So here's the deal. So part of this was about repealing Obamacare, as they want to call it, the Affordable Care Act. But one of the things that had happened in the Affordable Care Act had been to expand Medicaid. And I just want to put this a little bit on Democrats. We had not done a good job of defending Medicaid. So just for a minute while we're here together, I just want to remind everybody what Medicaid is all about. 2 out of every 3 seniors in a nursing home is counting on Medicaid to help pay those bills. Your neighbor who uses a wheelchair or walker and gets that home health aide who comes by for maybe an hour a day, 2 hours a day, and that means she gets to stay in her home instead of having to live in an institution, that's Medicaid. And your niece's baby, the one that was born with all the medical problems, that ran up $1 million in medical bills in just the first few weeks, the one who needs all that special breathing equipment and feeding equipment and a therapist to come by to help, even if that baby's parents have health insurance, all that extra stuff, that's Medicaid. And the Republicans said, we're just going to take a big bite out of that. We're just going to slash that. We're just going to cut big hunks of it. No explanation of what was going to happen to the people who depend on it. And for me, that's the best way to understand what's going on in this election and what's going on in this country. Because here's what I think Medicaid is about. You don't know whose grandma is going to outlive her savings. You don't know who's going to step out in the road and get hit by a bus. And you don't know whose niece is going to have the baby that needs millions of dollars in medical care. But what we do know is that as Americans, as human beings, we all pitch in a little so that if catastrophe hits your family, we are all in this together, and that is what government is about. That's what we believe in government. Now, so I'm in this fight. There are a lot of ways you could describe this fight, but that's why I'm in this fight. I am in this fight for a government that doesn't just work for the rich and the powerful. I am in this fight for a government that works for all of us, that's what this is about. And the chance for all of us to be here, to come together, is special. I know we spend most of our time online, we spend a lot of time on phone, we spend a lot of time tweeting, we do a lot of different things separately. But there's something very special about the chance to come together, about the chance to be together with each other. This is our chance to remind each other why we're in these fights. This is our chance to remind each other why we get up early in the morning and get out there with the signs, why it is we take the day to try to drive people to the polls, why it is that we'll still be up late tomorrow night eating cold pizza and drinking warmed over coffee, why we are in this fight. This is our chance to strengthen each other. This is our chance to harden our resolve. This is our chance to be together and to talk about the things that we believe in. So let me just start by saying we believe that health care is a basic human right, and we fight for basic human rights. Who's trying to get an education should be crushed by student loan debt. We are going to fight to bring down that debt burden and lower the cost of college for everyone. Yes. We believe that workers dreamers have a right to come together, to bargain together. Unions built America's middle class, and unions will rebuild America's middle class. We believe that after a lifetime of hard work, people are entitled to retire with a little dignity, and that means protecting and expanding Social Security and Medicare. We understand that we are a nation of immigrants, and we believe that immigration makes us stronger. We believe in comprehensive immigration reform, in protecting our dreamers, in a path to citizenship, in a fair immigration policy for all of us. We believe that instead of giving away $1.5 trillion to billionaires and giant corporations in a tax scam in Washington, we ought to be spending that money on infrastructure and jobs right here in Massachusetts. Oh, I love doing this. I do. You know, okay, I got to do another one. I got to do one. Okay, I'm glad you're sitting. For those of you who are not, you may want to steady yourselves. I want to do one that's really controversial. Okay, one that you go down to Washington, and there are a lot of folks in the Senate who just flatly deny this one. Okay, but I feel safe here, and I'm going to push this right to the edge. A little controversial. Are you ready? We believe in science. And we have a moral obligation to protect our children and give them an earth where they can drink the water and breathe the air. We believe that no child should be afraid to go to school because they might get shot. We believe in gun safety laws, and we will fight for them. I do love this. Okay, one more. We believe that equal means equal, and that's true in marriage, it's true in the workplace, and we are yes on 3. Yep. Okay, and as long as we're doing our ballot questions, I'm just going to tell you. I trust nurses with my life. I am yes on 1. Here I am on this one. Okay. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Actually, I want to do one more. We believe that our fellow citizens in Puerto Rico who have been treated with such disrespect deserve support, deserve to rebuild that island, and that we will be there for them until we get that done. Okay, I really could do this all night, but I do this because I care, and I love being here with you and having this chance. I'm going to do just one more because I know. I can resist everything but temptation. It's because to me, this is like the one that intersects at the heart of where so much has gone wrong and explains so much about Washington. We believe that democracy is not for sale. We will overturn Citizens United. We will get money out of government, and we will return power to the people where it belongs. That's why we're in this. Thank you all for being here. Let's remember, you get what you fight for. Get out there, get people out to vote. Let's make this happen. We've resisted, let's persist. Thank you.
So if you would like a picture with the incredible Senator Warren, if you could go to my left, your right, she would be happy to take a picture with you. Thanks for